Live stream here on Wednesday, September the 8th, 2021. Surveyed, love your quote. I go to bed at 4 a.m. Almost all chess players do. Vladimir Kramnik, what are you talking about? Alright. I don't know about that, Asterbate. I'm much earlier to go to bed than Vladimir Kramnik. I don't know what that says about me. It tells me that Vladimir Kramnik was sleeping in pretty late, is what it tells me. Alright. Vladimir Kramnik didn't have to make the donuts in the morning. What's up? We had a challenge from Druev Goal, and Asterbate is here. So basically, it's very simple to start with. If you want to win the match, you shouldn't be afraid of him. If you want to win against anybody, you don't want to be afraid of someone. Respect them, yes. Fear them. You know, respecting your opponents is important, I would say. Very important. A lot of people don't have enough respect for their opponents, and they become overconfident as a result of that. So everybody, welcome to the Wednesday weird opening stream where I take challenges here on lichess. We're going to get to as many challenges as I can for 2 hours, a little more than 2 hours. Alright, yesterday we had very generous gift subs from Move 11 and Chess Bia Student. Chess Bia fan. Let's grab a challenge. Unusual openings we're going to be focusing on. We lost Druev Goal. Puzzles, play, create a game. I missed the European Championship. You know, in retrospect, I saw a couple of streamers, my friends Vita Levente and Fetamaster were streaming and doing game analysis of the European Championship. I mean, I'm very bored with the Magnus Carlsen Rapid tournaments, but I mean, that was a real tournament. Congratulations to my friends Naj Gabor and Erdos Victor, who both qualified for the World Cup. Victor finishing 7th in the European Championship overall. Incredible result. And Naj Gabor with 21st. I think Naj Gabor was the only player in the top 20 who was rated under 2550 in that final. That's pretty impressive. Very strong European Championship. I'm so sad that I can't play because I'm American. All right, a real tournament. We should do game analysis of some real tournaments sometime. I like to analyze. I like to analyze like long games while they're happening, but I usually don't have time for longer streams. Luca Leonti, new player here, challenging me to 5+3. But I regret that I didn't maybe do like a European Championship stream. I am willing to do that if we unusual openings today. I reached out to play the Sicilian, but let's not jump to conclusions here. I try to mix up unusual openings here on Wednesdays. He played e6 against the French. I don't play the French, therefore it's an unusual opening for me. But I didn't intend to play a normal French, frankly, my dear. I wonder if anyone's ever played Queen e7 in this position. I have played this with white. Am I a fan of Magic the Gathering? You know, it's funny that you say that. I'm not, but I was trying to remember that the other day. I was like with my kids thinking of, what's that card game they used to play before Pokemon? And I couldn't remember Magic the Gathering to save my life. If you asked me, I would have lost my bet. For $1 million, remember Magic the Gathering? I couldn't remember it. And I was like trying to recall that arsenal. That's funny. Pavel plays a Sinus White? I never played the French. But you do. Pavel just likes playing Queen E2. He's a Queen E2 addict. His favorite is against the Petrov, of course. I was looking at a weird variation here. So it's just going to be a King's Indian attack. And Bishop D6 is out here because of the Queen on E2. That's Kaidana Watson. Kind of hurts to see all these chess players playing Hearthstone, which is a simply massively simplified version. So you see a lot of chess players, they're playing Hearthstone. Yeah, because it's easy to play, man. No brain, no pain. If I start streaming games, I'll start streaming Hearthstone. Yeah, anybody can stream Hearthstone. GeoGuessr. That's pathetic. I'll start a GeoGuessr stream. Like, I like Hearthstone, but it's sort of a joke to pretend that I like Hearthstone Grandmasters. Pretend that it's a serious thing. It's good to pass the time. So anyway, you mentioned Magic the Gathering. The only reference I have to Magic the Gathering was, let's see, what's his name? My memory? We're testing my memory. Chess Network. Chess Network. There was a rumor that his... I used to play... I think I played Chess Network on ICC many Blitz games, not knowing who he was. And he was Hypnotic Spectre. Now, I don't know anything about Magic the Gathering, but my impression was that Hypnotic Spectre was a Magic the Gathering thing. Am I correct? Can the fellow nerds help me out here? Fellow nerds! I never knew what that was until later I looked it up. Arsenal has no idea. So why are you talking about this if you have no idea? Damn, dude. The point was that you're supposed to have an idea, and he has no idea. What? Why are we talking about this? Standards rotate. But I'm not talking about Hearthstone. Wade just sacrificed his queen. That's kind of crazy. D&D as far as I go. I played Dungeons and Dragons when I was a kid. That was big in the 80s. I sold a lot of my Dungeons and Dragons books on eBay 2 years ago. Sad. Collectible. It broke my heart. Anyway, Dungeons and Dragons was like a pre-chess hobby of mine when I was a kid. That was its heyday, though. The early 80s. The golden era of Dungeons and Dragons, if you will. You gave away all my Pokemon first editions. Arsenal fan also spent his Bitcoin on pizza. Right? Yeah. Well, I'm the guy who sells, like, $10,000 baseball bats for 3 figures. So, whatever. The lesson is parents never know anything. My mom was cool, though. She, like, saved everything. That was hard to weed it out, though. It only took me, like, a year to get rid of all of our stuff. If you never sell anything, you can't, like, lose it. I'm just sad about the baseball bat. Anyway, we're just rehashing old stuff here from 2 years ago. White is down a queen. Nothing major. So I was playing Hearthstone, but honestly, it's just like a stress reliever. It's easy to play. You don't have to think. After some stressful chess games or poker or something, that's kind of relaxing. But I don't think that it's a serious streamer game. It isn't just rote. I guess so. It is kind of a pay-to-play game, though. Do I have mate? Did I miss a mate? They're worth a lot. I have no idea. Wait, this is a chess stream. Almost forgot. Cabbage Patch dolls are worth a lot. Bitcoin is worth a lot. Who cares why? Alright. Hey, it's Miro. Rock Rider is challenged me to rated. We're not going to do rated. But I am going to take the challengers who are subscribers to the stream first. So we've got Prem666. Hey, it's Miro. I'm going to stop reading the chat temporarily so I can focus a little bit more on the game. I feel like the first game last night. Congratulations to Schieberspieler for winning our Blitz tournament last night. Arsenal, did you play? You did. Did you stop by and not play? Prem666 Locker Guide is not engine. I didn't think it was an engine, but I'm not going to rule anybody out, you know. As I said previously, I mean, it's almost impossible to tell anymore. I've kind of given up, you know, about... I'm not going to, like, accuse people of definitively being engines. I have 2 categories. People who might be engines and people who aren't. You know, that's all. That's all I can do now. I'm not qualified to say if people are engines definitively or not. All I know is, like, when you definitely aren't and you might be. Those are the only categories I can put people in. But I'm still on the fence about that guy that I resigned to in 11 moves. True enough, he was legit in a couple of the other games he played yesterday, but I saw some other funny things looking over his past games. But I have better things to do than, like, research my opponents and decide whether they're engines or not. It's not my job. Bishop d3. Yeah, there's a lot of people who accuse everyone. They're right like 50% of the time. It's not paranoia. I mean, dude, it's like a disease here, but they have reason to be paranoid. Like, there are tons of people cheating. It's reality. On the other hand, you know, a lot of us are becoming paranoid to the point where we accuse everyone. It's very frustrating, and there's no, you know, there's no easy solution. Not 1,300 feet. Well, you can't, like, read people's profiles and believe what they put in there. You know, I could put, like, I'm 1,100. But that's... There are a lot of people in certain countries, like India, where there just aren't enough FIDE rated tournaments. So they play in, like, one tournament when they're 8. They got a 1,300 rating, and then they never played another one. I mean, don't put your FIDE rating in your profile if you've, like, played one tournament and it's irrelevant. I don't think FIDE ratings are relevant unless you've played, like, numerous tournaments. And it's, like, in the last year or two. They should probably expire at some point, honestly. I think if you have a rating and you don't play for like 4 years, I mean, should that rating be relevant like 10 years later? Really? Probably not. They should just like get deleted after a while. What's the point in like an 8-year-old who played in 2 tournaments coming back when he's like 15 and using the same rating? You're clearly almost like a different person at that point. The online ratings say over the last three months worth of games. Well, the Glicko system or whatever they're using on the online ratings is interesting because, you know, it weighs the amount that you've been playing lately or whatever, you know. This is kind of interesting idea. So, hey, it's Miro. What's up here, man? Arsenal fan and I played this position, right? Ratings. Cheaters, ratings. These are the usual subjects. Hey, it's Miro is like disconnected or something. Where is he? Right, you played this against me once before, the secret move variation. Oh no, I forgot. And I played A4. But was that wrong or something? This is his secret move. He was trying to remember the secret move variation. No, Arsenal fan, it's a very rare move that he beat me with before, or we played once before. I can't remember what happened. And then he sat here for 2 minutes and thought about it. No, Arsenal, you were following more standard theory. This move took me by surprise last time. I auto-played A4, I remember. I'm a little more cautious this time. But I remember the bishop a6 was played in like just one game or something. Here we go with a4 again. a4, rook b8, a5. I love like weakening myself along black's half open b file. Make yourself backward again. But this is the problem. His whole point is to play this sort of like gang up on the d5 pawn, like it's a Franco Benoni or something. That isolated pawn is like a glowing target. When I play a4, I make myself backward on this file. It's like a Benko. But I want to like hit him with a5 before he has time to put pressure on my pawn. He should try something like this, get his queen to b7 to attack d5. But the problem is he has a weak pawn too, you know. So whatever he does, I can throw this out there to bishop f4. I can play this. But what happened last time was a disaster when he did this against me. Basically, I played like a4 and he took, and then I like took with the pawn, I think. And it just ended up that I had this kind of crap bishop, a very bad white square bishop. That was the overwhelming, like, impression that it left with me. You know, that I was... That's why I wanted to play, like, knight back to c3 and trade the white square bishops. Because at least there I'm not ending up like a bad white square bishop. That was the number one fact of that game that really stayed with me. Here's tricky. He didn't like knight b5, apparently. You don't like... Well, he's fixing... He wants to keep me off of b5. He's fixing to keep me off of b5. Please, sir. It's just too good to be true. Master has that move. Whoa. My God. That was not supposed to be part of the deal. He's been doing his like tactical flashcards. Christ. 95. He's 1938. I just want to cry. 1938? I'm just lost. I love it. I didn't even see f5. The whole point was he had to play knight f6. And even then my compensation wasn't that clear. He's like pre-moving every single move. What? He just did that? No way. Now he has a defense. I thought I had him to the right, but it's not so easy. No way. He's got normal ratings, 200 points higher in rapid. But at least his classical is consistent with his rapid rating. A lot of people are like 1400 in classical, 2100 in rapid. It's like, what? His blitz rating's too low though. Man, he knows that I was totally lost. You can't give up your dark squared bishop. You're just totally winning. He played like a genius. He played like a genius. I just missed f5. I wouldn't have done this if I had seen f5. Damn. The point was he had to play knight f6. And then knight e4, and I'm thinking I'm better here. This is even not that clear. But this is a disaster, man. f5? I just completely missed it. And I'm still okay, I guess, if I don't play the next stupid move, and I'm just lost in one move. This was a good move. And now he blundered with bishop takes c3. So, bishop e5. Bishop f6, perhaps, the safest. And then it's like game over. I just don't have any kind of... I don't have any kind of compensation for being down the exchange here. Man. Yeah, we both messed up. We both made like very bad blunders. But after bishop takes c3, you're like lost. This is a no way you can make that move. It's not only a great attacker, it's essential defender. So whatever, even if you're in time pressure, you cannot play bishop takes c3. That's like the princess chess thing. f5, knight e6, rook f7, knight takes g7. Yeah, the computer says I'm okay after f5. Which I'm not surprised by. Obviously, I missed knight e5. But that's how it usually happens, isn't it? Like, it's the second blunder that kills you. The first blunder just like knocks you off balance, but the second blunder is the one that ends the game. Like, I was upset that I missed f5. I was thinking maybe there's something weird like rook e6. It definitely has to be using the e6 square. I can also play maybe to attack his h-pawn arsenal. You know, maybe I don't have to rush to occupy e6. So, for example, queen f3, he'll most likely have to defend that pawn, but I don't know how he defends it. But that's not clear what the best move is. Yeah, your move is also up there. Queen d1, guarding e1. This is another way to attack the pawn. I have compensation. But I mean, knight 8, you know, bishop a6, man. Did I play it better this time? Wow. So a4 was the #1 move. Computer likes a4. We looked at this Reshevsky Gallagher game. Dude, that's got to be like one of Reshevsky's last games. Jesus. I don't even remember Reshevsky still playing when I was a kid. 1990, he played Joe Gallagher. Probably like a U.S. Open or something. I mean, I don't know what Joe Gallagher would have been doing in a U.S. Open, but I can't imagine Reshevsky going like overseas to play in 1990. He still lived for a few years after that. But I mean, I'm already like in college at that point. Bishop takes b5, a takes b. I didn't like this that much when I lost to you last time. I say the same thing every stream. Just don't tell anybody. Play like Kasparov, ST33, Arsenal fan, Morales. We've got a lot of subscribers. But apparently it's not bad. You know, you left the impression of me that that a4 was bad last time. I forgot that we concluded it's not that simple. But I really misplayed it later, it looks like. But rook e1 is interesting as well. You're a little higher rated than Hey It's Mirror, not in a million years. You would think of b5. Jay Zhao, it's not thinking of b5. b5 is, it's been theory since like the early 90s. He didn't think of it. He studied it in books. I mean, Karpov playing against Topalov back in 94 or something. That's been theory for 25 years. But it's also a thematic Benoni move. If you played the Benoni, you would think of it. Right. Alright. We're trying to play the Dutch with black. Hey It's Miro has literal chess books in his house. Even though he's not a dinosaur like me. But you can get the modern alternative of ebooks or Chessbase or Chessable or something. You got them from a dinosaur. Dinosaurs like us. Knight c6. I'm not really too familiar with the Dutch with black, but I played this line with white. Similar to a game I had with John Curto, circa 1995, with the white pieces that I won. 97. It reminds me of playing the Rossalimo, playing against the Rossalimo. It's basically the Rossalimo on the other side. This structure is like when you have this structure. How does it look? Like something like that, like a Tetris on the other side. Maybe it's the Roy Lopez on the other side of the board. It's the exchange Roy Lopez on the other side of the board. I always wanted to play the Dutch, but I didn't have the courage or the patience to learn it and get my ass kicked. But I mean, from playing the white side of this, I have a pretty good idea of what black's supposed to do. We are taking the challengers to our subscribers first. So ST33, Arsenal fan, Morales. Morales is a VIP. Yeah, I think you have a tough learning curve with the Dutch. He tried. He did the Dutch. He still does, doesn't he? I'm assuming Ginger GM hasn't given up on the Dutch. But maybe he did, for all I know. It's a lifetime repertoire. Okay, so now this F3 move, it controls E4, but it also weakens him slightly on the dark squares. If he tries to play E4, my dark square bishop, you know, becomes a reality, I guess. The trident. Just in case you try to do attacking this. Who was it? Who was it that played? Oh, Yabatis played C5 in the Queen's Gambit exchange variation. But here at least he's castle queenside. We were seeing a exchange Queen's Gambit where that was played. But I'm on castle queenside too. I don't know if this is a good idea. But it's certainly an option. See, my fear is like c6, knight a4. I'm not really down with that. Thinking of Tranquilizer playing the black side of the exchange. It looks like one of Tranquilizer's black side of the exchange Queen's Gambits. Arsenal fan. He's another player like Nakamura. I just don't get it, you know. Why are these aggressive players playing the black side of the Queen's Gambit declined? I understand you gotta have a more solid repertoire, but that's going a little too far, isn't it? The Queen's Gambit declined? Let's switch from the King's Indian to the Queen's Gambit declined. Kind of extreme, if you ask me. That's just too dramatic, you know, to go from one extreme to the other. The Nimzo or something would be better. So play like Kasparov is playing in a very positional style today. You don't tell me. You mean Vita Levente playing the Alipin? I think he was taught that. That's like a Romanian, Transylvanian, Shandor Biro influence or something. They all play the C3 Sicilian from his little click there. I don't think he had a choice in that. What am I doing? Yeah. So he's just gonna move back and forth? You serious? Basically, he's gonna like just move back and forth and frustrate me now. He'll try to pull players into traps. Well, I do that, you know, for streaming. I'll try to like bluff people and lie. I also think the C3 Sicilian is not the most aggressive, but he's got it sort of turned into an aggressive weapon. Well, he plays it as aggressively as I think you can, to be fair. There's a lot of people who play the Alipin Sicilian for a draw, like, you know, like chickens. I mean, Levente tries to play it as actively as can be done, I think. Wow, this is an interesting move. Damn. That is not nice. Whoa, I'm just gonna drop a piece. Got the same ratings. He just resigned here. Man, I mean, are you winning? Are you winning when I play Queen E6? So B3. My fear is that I have no rejoinder, but maybe there's something. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I was afraid I was like lost. So apparently C4 is better. That totally missed that. Now it's changing its mind to D5. This was definitely like the critical position though. I thought B3, that's apparently bad. Your move wasn't good. But you had C4 or D5. Anyway, good game. Relatively good game for the time control. ST33 Arsenal fan. The UK contingent. I'm playing a lot of birds. What I like about the bird is that we can get out of book. Obviously. Still have yet to face the Fromm's Gambit in the last couple streams when I played the bird. You thought you timed your E4, but apparently not. But it was good. When you're talking about Willis, you mean it wasn't good right when you played it? You know, it was an interesting position because you have an opponent who has the bishop pair, and it seemed like if you played for E4, your dark squares would get weak. Yet, it worked. Your central pawns... The other day I punished this F4 opening so badly. I don't think it's that bad. But white has to be very careful. Yeah, Prime 6-6. I mean, it seems like you played that pretty well. Of course, I don't really know with black as well as most experts. But as I said, I do play that. I used to play that line with white. And it looked like what you did like with A3. And Castle Queenside seems pretty normal. You should be at least equal there. After bishop d6, you wanted to play king a2 and a4 b3. Yeah. I don't know if king a2, a4 b3 is conventional play there. The taboo f-pawn. Copycat. So if I play a3, bishop a5, b4, what happens then? I'm trying to play unusual stuff. Birds is always safe, a safe bet. I lost a lot of challengers. I've got Arsenal fan. Fat President I haven't played in a long time. Queen e7. What is this, like, you're gonna castle queenside? Be like last game, where we both castle queenside? Or I can castle kingside. Alright, man. Let's... It's the Dutch castling queenside thematic today. He also defends his bishop, which isn't a bad policy. Policy decisions. You generally want to keep the pieces protected. Guys, tomorrow night is subscriber stream game analysis. I've only got one game submitted. You can submit a game to Eubates. Let's do the Tuesday command. Astrobate, are you out there? Thursday command, excuse me. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow is Thursday. Let's do the Thursday command, not the Tuesday command. Can you reserve a slot for my classical game? Arsenal, if you don't mind, send me a message so that I don't forget. I don't trust my memory to just remember. But I don't mind if you want to reserve a place. That looks like a plan. Krapnik, I remember. He dropped a piece. I guess that's not good. Leave it to Krapnik. Thanks, Astrobate. I've only got one game submitted. Usually I have 2 or 3, 4 by this point. Moranzovic. That was taken. You have a doubt? Yeah, I mean, I'll randomly not get messages sometimes. From certain players. Not because they're, like, blocked or something. They just don't show up. Sumahair never messages show up for some reason. I don't know if it depends on what kind of browser you use or what, but the messaging system sucks on this site. If there's one thing that they have to overhaul, it's that. Eubatis has been sort of AFK this week. I don't know what he's doing. But he did create a study for the stream. Astrobate, you submitted your game. You might have been the one game that's in the study. But black is down a piece here. That is not really good. Your upset victory from yesterday. Arsenal bait. Astrobate, how did you finish up in the tournament? G5's on the way. clearly. No danger whatsoever. You'll change the font color to avoid confusion. I always get you guys confused. It's the A letter. The scarlet letter. Nathaniel Hawthorne. You had to read that in 11th grade. Was it 11th grade? Man, maybe it was. Yeah, 11th grade. G5. This is a problem. That's a problem too. Either way, it's a problem. Alright, man. Thank you for the game. We got Arsenal fan. Druvgol is back. Druvgol was the first challenger I had today. But he was, I think he left and came back. Ruslan Bear lulled me into believing I was going to cheapo him and he key rushed you. Yeah, he's a hard player to get a beat on. I don't know what the deal is. I can't really figure Ruslan out. It's hard to judge how strong he is. Sometimes he seems insanely strong and fast. Other times not so much. I played quite a few games against him. Alright, so King's Gambit. Let's play the Vienna. In honor of Asterbait. Several people lately have said, oh, Magnus should play the Vienna, or I should try the Vienna. Some of these, there's some strong player I saw their Facebook profile picture had them playing white in the Vienna. I think for the first time ever this week, like, Magnus was suggested as a friend for me on Facebook. But you always wonder, like, is that the real Magnus or is that like a fake Magnus? There must be, like, every celebrity must have, like, tons of... I think there was like a fake Karpov going around at one point. Karpov declined my Facebook friendship. He didn't answer. I was sad. I wouldn't bother to try to friend Magnus. But I was kind of hurt about Karpov. Yeah, I mean, it's like some social media administrator or something. It's probably not like really that person's private account. Well, with Karpov, I don't know. With Magnus, probably has someone who manages his social media. Although Karpov, I kind of doubt it. What about this position? Mainline is D takes. But I mean, I guess B takes is a move, right? Move 11, one of our longtime subscribers, had a really nice game he played with Black in this line about 6 months ago. He studied it pretty deeply and then used it to beat an IM in a training game with Black. It looks like it's actually pretty good for Black. You know, a lot of people are playing Queen F3, which feels wrong. That's not the main move. So I guess the question here is C5. I think C5 was the move. What do you do on bishop g5? Masturbate too early for queen f3. That's the big trendy move. Queen f3. Yeah, bishop g5 looks strong. But I don't know any like Vienna theory. I'm just playing this because it's Wednesday. Arsenal fan now is approaching 300 games. We have 291, excuse me. This is game 292 against Arsenal. 8 games. I don't know if anyone else has reached 300 besides Morales. Arsenal. Because Muleskinner had a lot and then stopped coming to the stream. It's possible that Arsenal will be only the second player to reach 300. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. It's possible there's someone else that I'm missing. That's an impressive milestone. Does anybody else have close to 300 games with me on my stream except for Muleskinner? Asterbate, you haven't played enough. Mostly you're watching. Meat Move 11 hasn't played many games. Asterbate, still you're at 242. You could easily be at like 400 if you played more often. H6. Okay, H6 is a good move, I guess. But white is slightly better here. Miro's not even at 100. You started relatively late compared to some of the other viewers who've been watching for like years. If you keep up the pace, Miro will catch up. But I think Arsenal would be the second one. Feels like I'm forgetting someone, though. I don't like trading pieces, but it's his good bishop. I don't know, maybe I should play bishop h4 there. I didn't really consider it. Somehow I doubt this is the right exchange. The right move for me. Okay, what are my options here? Castling kingside? Yes, and bishop g4 is next. You didn't want to play bishop g4. Why not? You don't like bishop g4? Must. He's playing quickly and subtly. That's like Arsenal's defining stylistic adjective, subtle. He's defined by his subtlety. Kidding. Coach Ah? No. Coach Ah doesn't have any games against me. Yeah, Arsenal's amazing. Almost 300. Damn it. Rook d4, I mean, was this just a stupid move? Let's admit it. Just admit that that was a stupid move and move on. Yes. Damn it. Very stupid move. Now I'm playing massive pawn odds here. Pawn odds. Time odds, even. I'm not attacking. I'm just saving my rook. I don't know. Am I winning with rook d2? It's pretty sick if I am. Yeah, he has defense. I even started to think that like knight a2 might work, but that doesn't work. He has f6. That actually has multiple defenses. It doesn't win. Yes, yeah, knight a2 works. He has 3 different defenses. You have 3 different defenses that work. Yeah, I mean, I'm not threatening anything. I need 2 moves to mate him. Wow, 11 Centipon lost against 10. That's not a bad game. So it looks like the key position where I played rook d4 is the 3rd best move. Alright, good game. That was fun. Fat President. Is anyone else a subscriber? Let's see, Bishop c5, is that even a move? No, this is a novelty. But I think here I might, you know, you might want to consider playing. I mean, obviously Bishop f4 can be played too. g5 is an extremely weakening move for black because you don't have like Bishop g7 coming. I think with the Bishop on f8, honestly, if you're going to follow up with like Bishop g7 and put it on this diagonal, g5 might be a reasonable plan. But honestly, here, G5 just looks really weakening for black, and not that much benefit. So, you know, objectively here, I should probably not play bishop e3. The engine still likes bishop e3, but I feel like I'm trading off pieces. Yeah, that was a key moment. All right, president. I don't know, man. I don't like f6. That looks weak. Yeah, that looks ugly. I wouldn't trust that. Good game, Arsenal. I was also wondering, like, when I play rook takes h6, you have to take it. But I guess you don't really have any other threats yet. Your play on the queen side is too slow. Yeah, I've been playing h6 against knight f3 sometimes. They do it in the French. So this is not that stupid. Good Basman. Basman used to do a6 and h6. He's still around. I never met him. Basmania. I was afraid of queen b6 coming in at some point in the last game to defend him on the 6th rank. Like when I played rook h6, pawn h6, queen h6, bishop f5, bishop d3, I was wondering if you could play that position, Arsenal. I was wondering if you could play like knight e7, but I wasn't sure. Not sure of much these days. The idea would be knight e7 and queen b6. So knight e7 would clear the 6th rank for his queen to like defend. Probably white's still doing alright. I told Jay Zhao I wasn't I wasn't attacking. I'm just kidding. I rarely do like direct kingside attacks. It's not really my style. But maybe if I played e4 more often. If I played e4 more often, I guess it would happen more often. You looked at rook h4, king h7. That crossed my mind. That is funny. What's Fat President doing? Of course, when you have less development, exchange more pieces. Well, exchange off the enemy active ones anyway, for sure. It's the Caro-Kann fantasy, the Basman fantasy variation. That's what we'll call it. The Black Mardimer allows b5 here. It actually looks pretty nasty. I guess bishop g5's out. So we got bishop e3. These moves are not so bad against the Black Mardimer. Controlling those g5 and b5 squares. Maybe that's a new defense against the Black Mardimer. So bishop c4, b5, bishop d5. He shouldn't play b5. Bishop c4, like, just normal moves. Anyway, whatever. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. What would Karpov do? Not play this. Stupid crap. With white, I mean. Alright, man. Fundamentally, I still believe in my position. Fundamentally. Knight c6. You're getting into Ben Feingold territory there, man. I don't like the look of that. I don't think so. That's like bad Feingold territory. It's like a bad Chigorin. Yo. What are we doing here? He doesn't want to trade that off. I understand. It was just a bluff. Yes, this is interesting. Huh. Now knight c6 at some point. Yeah, I'm not thrilled with my position. Does not look great. White has nothing. Nothing burger. How to be slightly worse with white? At least I have a knight on d5. Maybe enough to equalize. I can equalize. The bishop pair is good here. If only one of us had the bishop pair. We both have the bishop pair. It's always good when both sides have the bishop pair. My knight on d5 compensates for my crappy structure, I guess. Speaking of bishop pair, let's not give it up so easily. Yeah, I mean, he's played super solid. I haven't played Fat President in a long time. But I never remembered him being, you know, overtly solid. But he played this opening. And then he's like Ulf Anderson today. He played h6 and a6 and then turned into Ulf Anderson. Basically. I don't really like f5 happening. Whoa. There's a lot of calculation going on here now. I'm likely to miss something. Crab. The crab, I thought the crab was like A5, exactly. The ambulance is definitely coming from my position. No, man. Not allowed to do that. I was trying to set that cheapo up anyway. I'm just up a piece for, yeah. Piece for, which piece do I want? Piece deal. Anything would be better than the status quo. Poor Arsenal. He has to like change his online screen name. It's a good thing you made. It's a good thing you made crap, Nick. We have to like hide your identity. You could make crabsonal. What's happening around here? Well, that sucks. He lost on time, but now I'm starting to mess this up. Now all bets are off. I can't believe he lost on time. I'm losing my H-pawn. I guess I'm winning with like bishop e7, bishop f6, in retrospect. But I'm not sure I would have found it. Like here, with the idea of bishop f6. Also h4. So when he takes this, I go here, threatening rook g7 check. Now I guess this. But it's like impossible to move these pawns. So I guess I can snap on b7. And I'm probably winning, but it's not that simple. We have someone requesting to join the team. CAS 800. Okay. Next tournament is until next Tuesday. Astrabate's trying to increase his game count. Drew of Gold, though, was here earlier and came back. I do take the challenges from subscribers first to the Twitch stream. Guys, please subscribe. Feel free to gift a gift sub to those who are more destitute. Excuse me, destitute. Those who are more destitute than you. Gift a sub to the destitute. Yeah, is it legal to record draw offers and move times on score sheets? Listen, as far as I know it is, but I'm not an arbiter. I've never heard anyone... I mean, move times have to be legal. It's pretty standard procedure. I'm not sure about the draw offers, although I thought it was... I do, and I thought it was legal. You never know if rules are getting changed. You're not allowed to write notes on your score sheet, though. That was the Wesley So scandal, like 3 years ago. Why did they even write the moves? Well, J-Jow, you know, a lot of tournaments don't have, like, electronic boards. I guess in the future, when every single tournament is played on an electronic board that records the moves, we'll eventually stop recording the moves. And they can't make exceptions, I guess. You know, it makes sense to have a uniform system of rules. But I think in the future that will be eventually occurring. You know, that 20 years from now, it's very possible. Maybe even 20 years isn't enough, but in the far future, if chess still exists, I imagine that recording the moves will cease. Yeah, but you can't make an exception for individual tournaments. The rules are international. We're not going to be like, oh, we'll just rescind the rules for this tournament. The rules are the rules. It's also, you know, important to note that you have to, like, be able to prove it's a draw by threefold repetition. It's useful to have the game score in front of you if you're claiming a draw by threefold. If you make a bad claim, they can give you a time penalty. Even if you didn't have a score sheet, how would you, you know, to know for sure? It's definitely useful. As far as claiming a draw by 50 move rule or threefold repetition. Because the arbiter can't do it for you. You know, it's not like you reach the 50 move rule and the arbiter's like automatically, okay, draw. You know, you have to know it's like 50 move rule and claim it while making your 50th move or whatever. I played a lot of crabs and lobsters in Blitz in my life. It's basically just another crab. Speaking of crab, I guess you guys put crab in my mind. I know someone whose name is Piece of Crab. That's cute. Arbiters are not allowed to claim a draw for the players. It was shellfish of us. Nice. Living in this landlocked country that I do, I would never come up with a shellfish joke. Yeah, as much as I like lobster, I could never bring myself to actually cook them. Much more painless. I didn't know that, Arsenal. All those home chefs are still like boiling their prey. Probably. It sort of reminds me of the Muppets popcorn shrimp episode. You could see like the Swedish chef trying to boil the lobster. There's probably been skits like that on the Muppets before. I thought that was an old wives' tale, Prem. It's just the steam and their shells or whatever. Do lobsters really cry? Yeah, that's a myth. Don't start sending out like anti-vaxxing fake news. Lobsters make crying sounds when they die. I don't know how the science is behind that. Hydrochloroquine. Can't trust Mr. Bean on anything. He wears a turkey on his head. Did you guys see that story where the duck in Australia, they found old footage of a duck that actually could imitate human speech? Did anyone see that? There's some video from '87 where it like yeah, legitimate news sources are claiming it was real. I forget exactly what it said, but it was like a complex phrase, like 3 words. Hello, good man. Can I play a game with you? Please can you fill my fetish? Playing with the graduate. I try not to fill too many. I'm in a good mood. I try not to fulfill too many fetishes here on the stream. We had a similar discussion yesterday. Alright, we're going to swing this across here. I have a thing for rook lifts today. I did rook h4 twice, and now I'm doing like rook a5, rook h5. What's going on? Seriously, fetish fulfillment is at least tier 3. We may have to come up with another tier. But just challenge me. I don't know if we have time though. It looks like there's only going to be a few more games. Maybe too late. Rook lifts are tier 2. But that's like seriously a big thing for me today. I did rook h4 against Hey It's Miro and Arsenal fan with white, and now I'm doing rook h5 against Drew of Gold. It's not just a rook lift, it's the same rook lift, pretty much. A 4th rank rook lift. Clear across from a4 to h4. Against Arsenal, it was rook d4, rook h4. Yeah, I have a big weakness for lateral rook swings. But if you're going to play the crab, I mean, that's what the crab is about. Crabs are into rook lifts in general. But I should do more fetish fulfillment. We'll definitely make more money that way. Yeah, I have Bugatti too. Pretty satisfied with them. comfortable. We're not going to get any specifics today. How do I get my knight across? Wait, we weren't talking about poker. What are you talking about? So now lobsters do screech. Yeah, it's not their crying sound. Bijak, welcome. Make an exception. Yeah, we don't want to get in the way of anyone's sexual satisfaction here on the stream. Just kind of keep it G-rated if possible. Make your bishops great again. Oh my god, F4? He's fast when he wants to be. Damn. I lost on time. I lost on time. I got too distracted by the chat. That's the fault. It's your fault, guys. I lost on time. I should just take an F3. Just winning. I was actually reaching out to play D6, which is dumb. He finally beat me. He has a draw, but that's his first win. I got really stupidly distracted here. I mean, should I play rook takes h3 and like bishop f3? Do I have a mating attack? It's not excluded. But obviously, like, just bishop takes f3. I mean, his last move was actually a blunder. Very difficult to find a good move here for white. King h1 doesn't look very pleasant. He's totally lost. I played a good game. 3 seconds increment, and I can't make a move in time. Alright, bad player trying. Mahar, Sardai. So Asterbait is a subscriber. We gotta play Asterbait. Yeah, I was thinking about rook h3, gh3, bishop f3. I could have lost some time there just like deciding which move to play. But I think bishop takes f3 is the thing to do when you have 3 seconds left. Just mess up his structure and go from there. Yeah, I mean, he's lost. I was going to play d6, though. It was God telling me my next move. My next move was meant to be d6, so we'll play d6. It was meant to be. Alright, Arsenal. Ask me whatever your name is. We've got half an hour left. Not the Asterbait variation. Don't do it. Don't do it. Last time he played it. This gross bishop d3 move. Fildor nonsense. It's the Pirtz defense. How can you... Yeah, I played e5 last time. The Pirks has got to be better than the Philidor, though. I don't know. I realize it's quite hyper modern, but I gotta believe it's better than the Philidor. Maybe I'm wrong. So c5 is a c3 Sicilian. Yeah, it's interesting. The Philidor, it's a little like the London system. Like the old style Philidor, the Hannum variation with knight on bd7. No self-respecting good player has ever played that because it's too passive. It's like playing the old Indian. Who plays the old Indian? I know the amount of strong players who play the old Indian, or like grandmasters, you can count on one hand. But Mamedyarov started playing the exchange Philidor. You know, like e4, e5, knight f3, d6. You know, d4, e takes d. Which makes a lot of sense for an active player who's very strong tactically. But it's ironic, though, you know, I mean, there's something very strange about, like, strong pointing e5 on your second move and then trading off your strong point on the next move. I mean, it's fundamentally wrong, right? It couldn't be more fundamentally wrong. e4, e5, knight f3, d6, d4, e takes d. Like, what could be more fundamentally wrong than that? Strengthen your strong point on the second move and then trade it off on the third. It's a little bit like, I don't know, what's a good analogy? You could actually transpose to a Benoni. But see, like an e4 player playing the white side of the Benoni, that doesn't make sense. Oh, by the way, Arsenal, yesterday, did you check the game that I resigned in 11 moves? Did you understand the irony of that? That position where the guy played queen b3, and I said, oh yeah, like queen b3 in 1 second. That position happened in the Pomniachi game with white, and he didn't play queen b3. Just to, you know, kind of prove my point. In 2017, our hero, you know, who's a 9-year-old, finds queen b3 instantaneously, although Nepomniachtchi couldn't find it in a tournament game. I find that sort of interesting. Anyway, just to rehash my crying from yesterday. Because it's complicated. If I don't blunder and I play the proper move, like bishop takes f3, he has to calculate like a long-term pawn sacrifice where black can play for like a kind of dynamic initiative. And the Pomniachtchi decided, he can obviously see that, but he decided he didn't want to risk it, I guess. But anyway, my point was, it was a very lucky move, or you know, something more malicious. Of course it's logical. Well, no doubt Nepomniachtchi must have considered it. You know, it is a critical try. The guy clearly wasn't suspicious in his other games. But I didn't know going into it, you know. I just saw his result, his ratings, and then the opening against me was like, alright, I'm out of here. I played, you know, I looked at some other stuff. He's still a little suspicious for me, but the 9-year-old, the fact that he's 9 years old, Asturbate's playing this well. I like this. I'm not convinced one way or the other. Man, Asturbate is scaring me. Why are you playing so damn well? This is good for white. Maybe we need like a Hey It's Miro plan with b5 or something. I don't like my position. Yeah, I'm not saying it's impossible. For sure. I really am on the fence about that. I don't know. I shouldn't have resigned right away, but I blundered too, you know. I'm probably lost on move 11. I had to play the other move. But I would play it out, and we could see. Astrobate, you're frightening me today. Astrobate never challenges me on the weekdays. Now he's playing a queen pawn position. Yeah, I mean, the account's a little sus. But I'm paranoid too, so... Astrobate, what is up with you? You're like God. He's God today. I mean, it's like... I'm surprised because he's an e4 player, and he's playing this like perfect. He's like 80% intuition based. But he can calculate sometimes very well. The problem with Astrobate is that he's like impatient and will overlook pretty fundamental stuff or do crazy things sometimes. Looks like he's been hanging out with Schieberspieler too much. I don't like the look of this. Now rook e3. Yeah, that's not okay. This is feeling like an exchange French. Rook e3 is probably like a top engine move. That's like a standard exchange French, sort of. But why e3 versus e2? Maybe e2 is just better. I mean, e3 just puts the rook on a more exposed position, and it has no lateral mobility. I think that's inaccurate. I don't like this. This position looks extremely ugly. It's like Schieber bait. Yesterday I got crushed by Schieberspieler. That was a devastating game. Queen g4 now, not trading queens. Jesus, dude. He allowed f5. It's got to be like a perfect game for white. Rook e3 is an inaccuracy, and knight e4 is a blunder. Other than that, it was like a perfect game. I was in trouble. No longer. Even still, like rook e4, threatening f4, it's still not that easy for me. Rook e4. I'm probably winning. Man, that was a smooth game by white. Look at this. Pressure just... But I feel like rook e3 was a mistake. It was on the radar for a second there. Just g4. It's just a tremendous Benoni. Rook e3 is in the top 2 engine moves now. Damn. I would think rook e2. What? I guess that cuts off the queen though. In some variations. It's also not optimal. There's nothing wrong with rook e3. Actually, it wasn't an inaccuracy. I played the best I could in a bad position. You could have just gone into the endgame and be better. That's kind of what I expected. Take, g4, rook e8. Rook e8, knight e8, and then like suffering for the rest of my life. I probably lose to a strong title player here in an endgame. Sumaher. Alright, we've got time for one more game after this. Is anyone else a subscriber among those in the challenging list? Damn, Astrobate. Perfect game. Perfect but bad. I played a perfect game and had negative 1.5 position. It's a great... That's great, you know. Basically a lost position with my perfect game. I never played Fajarowicz. Yeah, maybe I should. We should try it. And games are not your thing. I know. I'm just trying to trade pieces because I have no space. Alright, we'll play it. Someone on sound, you know, made me kind of like... He made me sort of respect this a little bit. I always thought it was stupid. Time for one more game. Post this one. Arsenal, you don't like the Fajarowicz for real, do you? Do you play it? Have you played this? I've never played Fajarowicz in my life. Not one game. This is the first game in a 30-year plus chess career I've ever played this opening. G6. G6, B5, 95. G6, bishop B2, bishop G7. I mean, I could just take, but alright, whatever. I don't know what I'm doing, I'm just making it up. Yeah, it's better than I thought it was. I mean, until I played on the stream, I only ever faced it once in a Blitz tournament against a weaker player. There was this guy, he was like 1900, who used to play it. Am I busted? There's no queue. I can't take any more challenges. Donnelly, you're just a little too late. My stream is ending in 10 minutes. There was a queue, but it's time to go, unfortunately. But thank you. Friday I'll be back. Play more Blitz. So here, yeah, we're losing a piece. We're losing a piece. Well, that's great. Not exactly. Yet. Maybe I am. Damn, dude. Why didn't you play that in the first place? Because it wasn't possible. So queen d5, queen d4. Wow. Are you serious? Whatever. I lost a piece. I had knight b3 there, but it looks ominous. I'd rather just like be down a piece. At least my remaining pieces are active, you know. Between this, I think he should probably, by the way, he should strongly consider queen e3, no? Maybe that's a better move. But I mean, okay. We're having fun. I'm gonna be like down a piece for one pawn or something when the smoke clears. I mean, except here I can play knight b3 now. I guess now. I should just give up. I should have played bishop g7. It's the only chance. Arsenal, I blame you for making me play the Fajarowicz. This is not good. Oh man. Slow rolling. Something's crazy happening with my stream. Windows, I hate you. What are you doing to my computer? My Windows is acting up. Okay, he had queen b5 check. Just winning a piece. It's so bad. I had to play bishop g7 last move. I have to play bishop g7 and get the hell out of here. I feel so ill. Maybe my first and last Fajarowicz gambit ever. After this, man. I don't know if I ever want to play this opening again. It's pretty horrible. What's happening here? I almost like mated myself. I mean, e4 is pretty crazy, right? Probably strong, though. White still has a huge advantage. I don't know what to do. I gotta get out of here. He can have that. Maybe I should castle queenside. I can't even watch. Yeah, bishop h3 was devastating. That's why I didn't want to face that. It's like he's got some kind of weird rule that he can only go forward or something. There it is again. What's he threatening with c5, actually? What's c5? Oh, it's like a trap. Alright, I give up. You had bishop b5 now. c5 is like a brilliancy, and then he doesn't play bishop b5. That's crazy. It's like a sick, beautiful move. He had bishop e5, queen b5, queen f7 check, followed by knight e6 and queen c7 mate. How brutal is that? The entire point, right? Whoa. He's just like going into super fast mode. Yeah. Let's not talk about that game. Let's not talk about that game anymore. Anyway, guys, last game. I gotta go. We're gonna be back tomorrow night. We don't talk about the Fajarowicz on the stream. Yeah, I'm like, why would he play c5 and then not play bishop b5? Of course, I saw it like after double checking the position. I saw it literally after being like, okay, does c5 have some sort of threat? And then once I realized that c5, quote unquote, doesn't have a threat, then I like did whatever. But as soon as I made my move, I'm like, of course he has b5. First rule of chess club is not to play the Fajarowicz gambit. But it was almost like Sumaher was trying to like complicate the game at every move. Instead of just like beating me with like, it looked like you had many strong moves, but you weren't satisfied with just any old strong move. Like you had to keep like playing like the most like creative and aggressive continuation when like a normal move would do. Astrid, I gotta go. I haven't heard anything from Schieberspieler. Alright. Bishop takes h7. Sometimes we get excited and we start playing for the gallery. But I mean, part of it is being confident in your endgame ability in like, let's say, no ordinary positions. New player trying did something crazy with the h4. It seems like White is trying to play weirdly in this game, beyond just the h4. But I guess knight a4 makes some sense. It feels like against principle. No, I feel like knight a4 violates principles. It's definitely a move I would be concerned not to do that. You left the books when you played h4. There's no concern of that being an issue. Self-taught style. Has to be an interesting game today from you, though, I would say. Thanks everybody for watching. Don't forget to come by for our subscriber stream game analysis tomorrow night. Gotta go to work. Make the donuts. Yeah, I'm crazy with the rooks today. But after bishop takes f3, where is my bishop going? So I need to consider taking with the pawn. Is that legal? That's crazy. I had some weird hallucination. You can castle queenside. I did not realize that was a legal move. So now bishop g4 wins. Automatic recapture. I didn't see it originally. But you have to play knight e2 and develop anyway. I mean, beyond opening theory, you have to get a more fundamental sort of style going on. It's okay to be aggressive. It's okay to play sharp positions. But I feel like bad player trying needs to tone it down a little bit and get more control. But don't have to be a boring player. I mean, I'm not trying to get everybody to play boring chess. A little out of control stylistically. That was just a sloppy automatic recapture, though. Could have happened to anybody. Where is my rock? That's a good move. Lessons. Alright, I gotta go. Lesson time. Speaking of lesson time. Lunchtime. Yeah, rook lift. The day of rook lifts. But you want to coordinate. Thanks everybody for playing. We'll be back tomorrow night. Don't forget to subscribe. Bring your friends. Bring the family. Get some sleep, Asterbait. Whenever possible. Nice game today. You're welcome, Arsenal. Thanks for being a subscriber. And for... We'll have to have a beer to celebrate your 300th game coming up. My kids aren't that into chess. Maybe they'll come around. Man, I'm hungry. Time for lunch. Don't rely on a single plan. Is that chess advice or life advice? Or both? Sounds like a good idea to have a plan B, though. Yeah, I mean, I didn't learn chess from my parents. Neither of them played chess. Alright, folks, we'll see you later. Thanks for the games. Have a great day. Bye-bye.